are talking about how algebraic expressions are formed by taking variables and constants together. How do they come together and how do they form algebraic expressions is something that me and Kimi are talking about. Go watch this video and come right back. With the time I spent with her, I figured out that Kimi is always hungry, like all the time, and she is always running to the market to get herself whatever she likes. A similar thing happened one day during this past week. Kimi wanted to go to the market and I accompanied her. Kimi brought some oranges and apples. Now, the shop did not have any price boards written, and so we did not know of the cost of a single orange or the cost of an apple. On top of this, Kimi could not decide how many oranges or apples she wanted to eat. She kept eating here and there and got hungry and brought a lot more apples and oranges, and she was eating all of it. Now, how do we calculate the total cost of all the apples and the oranges she has eaten? Kimi was slightly confused, but for me, this was a perfect way of explaining the formation of an algebraic expression. After she was done eating, we backtracked and figured out that she had eaten 9 oranges and 6 apples. Since we did not know the cost of oranges and apples, let's just consider that these are things which we don't know, and therefore we go ahead and put a variable symbol against it. We already know that she's eaten 9 oranges and 6 apples, and this becomes a constant which does not change. So the quantities that don't change are called as constants. So now we've gone ahead and assumed that we don't know the cost of the oranges or the apples, and therefore the cost of a single orange can be assumed as X and the cost of a single apple can be assumed as Y. What is the total amount of money that we will have to pay the shop vendor? I can write this as 9x plus 6y. Why 9x plus 6y? Because she's gone ahead and eaten 9 oranges and 6 apples. Therefore, it can be written as 9 times x, which is going to be 9 multiplied by the cost of each oranges, plus 6 multiplied by the cost of each apple. So, it becomes 9x plus 6y. Suppose the cost of a single orange or an apple were to be just 1 rupee, then x is going to become 1 and y is going to become 1, and the total cost would basically be 9 into 1, which is equivalent to 9, plus 6 into 1, which is also going to be equivalent to 6, and the total cost would obviously be 15. So, what is this 9x plus 6y? We already know that 9x and 6y are just algebraic terms, right? So, if these are terms, then what is an algebraic expression? Check this out. Let's bring back our terms, 9x and 6y. Let's just change the ampersand into a plus sign. Yup, our market issue is an algebraic expression. An expression is any combination of values and operations that can be used to show how things belong together and compare one against another. Okay, brilliant. Now that you've come back, let me quickly summarize what you saw in that video as well. You heard about constants. What is a constant? You already know it. An entity whose value remains fixed. An entity whose value does not change. What are variables? Variables are entities whose values are not fixed. Constants and variables are kind of opposites of each other. They vary with different equations. Brilliant. Now you add variables and constants by using, or you basically put variables and constants in together with mathematical operators. What you get is an algebraic expression. Now if you use equal to sign on an algebraic expression, or you equate two algebraic expressions, what you basically get is an equation.